Girls, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maso Motsuka and you guys are watching RWS, which is Randoms with Shades, and I, Moa, am Shades. This is a channel where we learn, create, and sew, and I'm so excited for today's video. Let's get to it.
Hi, I'm Shades, and just like this title sequence that you're watching over here, nothing has order because it's random.
So in today's video, we're going to be continuing with what we did last week. We started with grading, and today we're going to be creating our pattern block down. So we're going to be making it smaller, whereas last week we actually made it bigger. So we're going to be scaling it down instead of scaling it up. And remember that grading is a technique of either reducing or increasing the size of a pattern block when it comes to patterns. So I hope you guys are excited for this. But one thing that I must mention is that all the measurements that I mentioned in this video are applicable to a full scale block only. So meaning all the measurements need to be used on a full scale block, and I will be using a quarter scale block. So don't be confused by the two. This is only for demonstration purposes. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start by tracing out our blocks, marking all the marks that we need, which is your dots, points, your hemlines, as well as your hip line. And now, because when tracing your blocks, it can sometimes happen that when you trace the corners, they come out rounded. So make sure that you square them out with your ruler. Here's a pro tip. You can cut out a cardboard version of your block to make it easier for tracing, as well as to help with the durability of your block, since you're probably going to have your blocks forever. So as you can see, I'm just marking there that that is the hip line and the bottom part is the hemline, so that when I do continue with explanation, you understand which line exactly I'm talking about. The next thing that you're going to do is to mark your points. Mark all the points that we're going to be adjusting to make this block smaller. So these points are called your balance points. The measurements that we're going to be using to scale down our block are the same as the ones we used to scale it up. The only difference is that we do the opposite. We're going to start at the center front. At our waistline up there, we're going to move 3 millimeters to the right. And at the hemline, we're going to move 5 millimeters inwards to the left. Remember, these measurements are applicable for a full scale block, even though I am working on a 3/4 scale block. Moving to our dot, the dot we have to move 3 millimeters to the right and 6 millimeters upward according to this video. As you can see, our pattern is lying on its side. So to work according to this video, you would have to place it the exact same way. And since there are two directions to move from, we're going to be using our balance lines. This is helpful when moving our points to a different position. Next, we're moving our waist at the side, which was 3 millimeters inward to the right and 10 millimeters upward. And our hip line also had to move 10 millimeters upwards. And then for our hemline, we had to move 5 millimeters to the left and 10 millimeters upwards. Now that we're done with marking all our new points, just join the dots. And remember, our curve also has to be parallel to the previous curve. So make sure when drawing in your curve, you are making it parallel to the previous curve. And now we have already scaled down our front pattern block from a size 34 to a now size 32. Now we're going to our back. We're going to start at our waistline there, which we had to move 3 millimeters to the right and 10 millimeters inward. And at our hip line, we had to move 10 millimeters inward, which is down. At our hemline, we had to move 5 millimeters to the left and 10 millimeters downwards. Next, at the center hemline, we had to move 5 millimeters to the left. And our center waist point, we're moving 3 millimeters to the right. Now for our dot area, we're going to move 3 millimeters to the right and then 6 millimeters downward. And this measurement is applicable for all the dots. So to make it easier for you, when it comes to scaling up your pattern block, you are basically going outward and making your pattern block bigger. When you're scaling it down, you're going inward and you're making it smaller. So now it's time to join all the dots. Remember that our center front remains the same for all patterns. So here's how it turned out, and obviously I traced it for you guys and showed you guys a neater version where you don't have to see the balance lines. And here it is, and I know this video is a bit blurry, I don't know what happened, but I will definitely be posting a picture so that you guys can see exactly what I did and the measurements so that you guys can screenshot it. So here is the image with the measurements. Take a screenshot, do whatever you want with it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time,